Well, hello YouTube, it's Dr. Drake 63 here again today. Here today to talk about what's happening in our country as of right now, where it's the last week of February in 2018, and it's a week since horrible and deplorable school shooting in Florida. And 17 young people were mercilessly and senselessly gunned down by one sick individual who happened to get his hands on a firearm. Unfortunately, despite the fact that there were plenty of warning signs for law enforcement to do something about it in advance. Okay. Well, last night CNN had a roundtable where for a bunch of people who claim to be anti-gun, they sure as heck did ambush the living heck out of Senator Marco Rubio and Dana Loesch from the NRA. There was no open forum, there was no willingness to discuss anything. These people just wanted to yell and scream, and apparently a good majority of this was scripted by CNN and their left-wing handlers, or is it the other way around? But anyway, what we see is a concentrated, organized effort, very much like the women's marches after Trump was elected. Funny, he's still president. Very much like the Black Lives Matter protests, which I don't know what, if anything, those changed. But it's people that are working their angst out, that are organizing, that claim that they're trying to advance agendas, and I'm sure they are. In the case of the anti-gun agenda, the point is they're getting organized. What worries me the most is how people that are NRA members, that are lovers of the Second Amendment, people that believe in our right to bear and keep arms, are going to be under attack now. And it's going to be everything from what kind of firearm you have, how many rounds a magazine may hold. These people are going to keep calling them clips, and I think I'm about ready to fall over from that one, but we're going to have to let that go. Point of the matter is we've got ourselves a problem, guys. Amongst other things, lately I've seen people, and I'm going to point out Tim from the Military Arms channel, who's decided to call the NRA cowards, who has decided to say that they're sellouts. And I'm sure soon to follow he's going to say President Trump is, because today President Trump came out and said he wants to look at some things such as eliminating bump stocks, such as raising the legal age to buy a rifle from 18 to 21 in all states, and those kind of things. So the Military Arms channel has gone after the NRA really hard. And I believe the biggest reason is, one of the reasons is because they're trying to build membership in the GOA, which is Gun Owners of America. Well, I guess I just want to say this. I don't agree with anything any organization I've ever belonged to or supported does. Unfortunately, you can't be such an idealist in this world that you can afford to do that, because you won't be a member of any organization except your own organization of one person. So you have to take the good with the bad and look at the bigger, broader picture. And the picture I look at is this. If someone's going to be out there, such as Tim from the Military Arms channel, Mac, if he's going to be calling out the NRA and telling people to pull their memberships and support somebody else, what he's doing, he might as well just go ahead and side with these morons that showed up at the town hall for CNN last night, because he's accomplishing the same objective. He's dividing gun owners. He's taking away the organizations that we have in favor of one that he thinks is the way to go, that doesn't have a fraction of the membership or a fraction of the legislative presence that the NRA does. So I'm just going to call this particular guy and anybody that stands with him out and say, guys, it's time to knock the shit off. It's time to knock it off, because we're in a situation right now where if we don't hang together, to paraphrase the famous quote, we don't hang together, we're all going to hang separately. People like myself are being demonized. Why? Because I happen to collect guns, because I happen to use guns for hunting and target shooting, and I have them available for self-defense. I carry daily a 9mm Glock 19. It happens to have a 15 round magazine in it. My gun nor myself are a danger to anybody except somebody that would do harm to me or my family. Okay? Whether you knock that gun down to 10 round magazine or 9, whatever the types of things people want to call for, it still does the same thing. It shoots bullets, and in the wrong hands, it'll hurt people. The focus needs to be on us hanging together, guys. We need to organize, we need to settle differences and make sure that we are a unified force. Because the truth of the matter is, we're outnumbered. The truth of the matter is, we are out-organized. And the truth of the matter is if you look at the discussion forums, if you look at Facebook pages, and even in comments on YouTube, we seem to be a lot that would rather argue with each other, insult each other, and talk about who's more Second Amendment than the other guy, who's a turncoat, who's a sellout, you name it. I think this crap needs to come to an end. I'm going to leave it at that. It's time for us to get together. It's time for us to get organized, and it's time to put the overall greatest principle before individual personalities, grudges, and things of that nature. We have to have a voting bloc that makes sense. This thing is coming at us. It's coming at us strong. And for those that say the solution is making some kind of stand with our weapons, to you I say, get the hell out of my way, because that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous, and it's not going to work. We need to hang together and be organized in a way that protects our rights, not that abuses them, not that hurts other individuals. So let's get rid of the vitriol, let's get rid of the piss and vinegar, and let's figure out how to organize. Support the NRA, support the GOA, support your state and local chapters, get involved, give of your time and treasure, make sure that your feelings and your opinions are known to candidates, and let them know that this is an issue that matters when you go to the ballot box. I try to think of myself as not being a single issue voter, but this issue's become so inflammatory that I probably don't have too much of a choice. I'm absolutely not going to vote for somebody that wants to minimize, that wants to regulate, that wants to detract from my right to bear and keep arms. I have one last thought that I'm going to leave you with. And that's the ridiculous comments that people make about, oh, what about your militia? Where was your militia? That isn't how a militia works. First of all, well-regulated doesn't mean we have a million laws on us. It means that we're well outfitted. Look up what that word meant in the late 1700s, early 1800s. It doesn't mean what you think it means. It doesn't mean that there's a bunch of rules and restrictions. What it means is well outfitted. We need to be able to know we can defend this country and not leave this country to a bunch of people who would just as soon be victims of the next Holocaust, the next starvation or terrible purges that we saw in Russia, the complete control of the population, people telling you how many kids you can have, all that kind of stuff that you see with communist China. That's what we're leaving ourselves open to. When governments have to respect and fear their citizens, they function on behalf of the citizens. When they don't, they function on behalf of themselves. I'll leave you with that thought. Let's pull together, guys. This might be our last chance before things go nuts. This is Dave Drake, Dr. Drake 63, saying thank you for watching. I appreciate you listening to me on my soapbox. I hope to be getting back to more firearms reviews and discussions soon. But this is serious stuff, guys, and we need to be awake right now. Thank you.